Okay, so hello YouTube, my name is VladFireWeb.com, and what I have in front of me is this little beast. Now this is a thing of a beauty and a very powerful thing. This is HP's Elitebook. This is, I believe, the latest there is, or one of the latest anyway. Okay, so what do we have? On the left side we have the SD card slot, which is actually also equipped with this, which is a pen. And it actually works perfect. Seriously, it does. Okay, so this is a little slot that goes inside of this SD card slot, and basically you can carry your pen with you all the time. Now, as you can see, it won't fall out. Okay, so again, let's take a look at what we have on the left side. So this is the SD slot. This is, I believe, a SIM card slot, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or some kind of button, I'm not quite sure. These are the volume rockers. This is microphone / headphones jack, USB 3, and, well, a power button. Okay, on the front there is actually nothing, and on the left side there is a micro SD card, USB Type-C, Kensington lock, HDMI, another USB 3, and, well, power connector. And on the rear there are some pretty neat grills. Okay, the first thing I noticed actually, and I don't know whether I have some kind of fetish or something like that, but you can actually open your laptop with a single finger. Now this is something that, well, Apple was quite proud of. So good for HP. I actually quite like it. Okay, so we have a screen that's actually rather glossy. You can see me already, and that is the thing I don't like. This is a touch screen. There are two cameras in here, which I'm not quite sure what are they for, and there are two more sensors, and I believe that these two holes are microphones. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Yeah, you can. Well, it is so bloody glossy. The keyboard is actually quite nice to type. It is a bit, I would say, shallow, and okay, it's not that loud. I mean, it is loud, but it's not that loud. They have Bang & Olufsen speakers, and this is the, well, the new HP logo, which I kind of like, because, well, H looks like P, and there's, well, some symmetry in it. I believe that maybe some kind of psychologist designed this. Touchpad is rather huge, I would say. Of course, you cannot press in every corner just like you can press with Apple, but it's irrelevant. This is a good touchpad. This is a Core i7 CPU, it is a 7th generation, and this is a fingerprint reader, which is quite responsive, which is nice. Okay, so before I actually start this thing, I want to show you one more thing. You can actually turn it into a tablet, which is also quite nice. So as you can see, this is quite glossy, but seriously, it is the glossiest screen ever. So I'll be closing this thing, and I don't know whether you can see it actually, but these lines are actually, I believe that this is the touch screen, but you cannot actually see it when you're using the laptop, so it's not that bad. Okay, you know, before we start, I want to see what's actually inside the laptop. If you're not interested into that part, you should probably skip forward. So yeah, let's open the laptop and let's see how good this laptop is from the inside. And it's actually unbelievable that I successfully chose the right screwdriver, seriously. Okay, and we are in. So this is the fan, which is not actually that big. This is the well, connector for display and touchscreen, I believe, and this is probably antennas for 3G, which this one obviously does not have. And you can see this is the, I believe, M.2 slot. The battery itself is rather huge, and there are actually two speakers on every side, which will be interesting to see how loud and how good the quality of the sound is. This is the M2. This is Toshiba SSD, 256 gigabytes. This actually is quite fast SSD. Truly is. So basically, the only thing you can actually change in here is the SSD. The memory is soldered onto motherboard, and I don't think that you can actually change anything more. So this is the Intel's this is the Intel's wireless card, which is also soldered onto a motherboard, and I was actually wrong. This connector is probably for the touch screen, and this is probably for the display. And basically that is pretty much it. There is nothing more to see inside, seriously. This is a bit of a disappointment, I suppose, and this is the BIOS chip in case you need to back it up or whatnot. And this is, as you can see, this is, I believe this is the SMD component, so it would be an adventure to change it. And HP actually has tendency of, well, failing BIOS chips. As a person that repairs HPs, trust me on that one. Okay, this is the antenna itself, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, so nothing adventurous to see inside. This laptop actually feels like a very good quality build, and this might be a Bluetooth antenna, perhaps. I think this might be a Bluetooth antenna. I'm not quite sure. Also, funny note, these are the magnets, these two, and this is probably the sensor for the laptop to know when the laptop is closed, and maybe when it's on the other side into tablet mode. Who knows? And there is also a big ass heat pad on this side and the magnet, which I'm assuming maybe it's for this thing over here, so it's probably well, it's probably due to some kind of heating or something. So this part can probably get hot. Okay, I'll be closing this laptop and see you after I well, close everything. So let's turn this thing on and see how fast it boots. But it will boot very fast, seriously. Oh, I need to turn it on. The power key is on this side, so, and it is on. But oh yeah, I need, yeah, be right back. Well, be back after one eternity. Okay, so this thing finally booted, and well, let's take a look at the laptop itself. Yeah, or I can right click, right? Properties. These fonts are quite clear, so these are Windows 10 Professional, this is the original. So the CPU is 2.9 GHz and it has 16 gigs of RAM. Now, the good thing that this laptop has 16 gigs of RAM is because, well, the RAM is soldered on board, so you cannot, well, update it in any way. Only thing you can change is, well, the SSD. So this pen is quite nice. Sketchpad, okay, whatnot. Let's see, delete. I'm not the artist, so I don't know whether I can draw something or not, but well, yeah, whatever. There you go. This is my professional sketchmate. I guess it's okay. No, probably doesn't. The can show sketch satisfied this, unfortunately. I'm not that person, so yeah. But if it's, you make a sketch of some kind of this is quite a neat thing. I'm not sure you know who this is or not, but yeah. I mean, this is awesome. So placing here, something like that here, whatnot. That looks like a good thing, this is. Well, there you have it. This is my professional drawing. But yeah, this is actually this is actually quite a neat piece of hardware. So yeah, I do actually. I don't like that screen. It is quite glossy. But I'm assuming if you want to draw something and you want to draw it rather fast, this is actually a pretty good device to use it for, especially because you can bend it in well, sideways, and you can use it as a tablet. Now, okay, there is no point in me testing if this thing can reproduce HD and whatnot. This thing can definitely reproduce everything. And I do actually mind this because so let's take a look at the device manager. Now something is not installed, I'm not quite sure what. Intel Smart Sound Technology. I'll be trying to see whether I can install the original drivers. However, I did not install Windows on this one, so oh well. Let's take a look at the imaging devices, and this is the HP, and this is the infrared camera. I'm not quite sure whether this is for face recognition, maybe, or something like that. Interesting. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at the quality of the sound of this laptop. I assume that it will be good, but then again, this is HP, so they have great potentials, but they usually fuck up. So let me connect to the internet, and let's see how good this thing actually is. Okay, this actually sounds promising. No hiss whatsoever, so that is nice. Okay, this. This is actually quite good. Okay, so the bass is not that strong, but this is actually great sound. Seriously, for a laptop, for this thin laptop, this is actually a very good sound. So I like this laptop. The keyboard is, well, as always, in every laptop that is a bit of, how should I say, better quality, the keyboard is lit. So what I will be doing next is actually downloading disk testing software in order to see how fast this hard drive is. This is a Toshiba hard drive, I believe. Just a second. Properties. I'm sorry for the noise in the background, if you do hear that. Yes, this is a Toshiba's drive, and I believe this one is actually rather fast. So let me download the disk benchmark, crystal disk. And let's see how fast this thing actually is. So, be back after this thing finishes. And yeah, we have the results. This is actually a quite fast SSD. These results are awesome. Although it's interesting how the write is way faster than the read. It kind of makes sense, I suppose. Well, anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I probably didn't do right by this laptop, but I'm not quite sure what else to show you. This is a great piece of hardware, I suppose. And yeah, if you have any questions, please ask. Before you click dislike, please tell me what to test in the next video. I do get a lot of laptops like this, and I'm not quite sure what to test. So if you have any comments down below, please leave them. If you wish, you can. Well, you know what to do. If you like this video, if you like this video, please click like. You can always subscribe, and yeah, that is pretty much it. And have a good day, I suppose. Bye. So yeah, one more thing. I was actually fiddling with this, and yeah, there is a battery inside of this. It is a 4A size. To be honest, I've never seen so small battery. But yeah, there you have it. There is a battery inside this. Go figure. I suppose this is a new normal standard, but well, it is something new for me. So there you have it. There's the battery, and I'm assuming this is power on/off switch. Not quite sure though, because there is no indicator whatsoever. If somebody knows what this button for, be sure to, well, comment. Cheers.